Today on the channel, the Walgreens EB Games exclusive Quasar. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Marvel Legends unboxing and review. And today we're talking Walgreens exclusive, EB Games up in Canada exclusive, Quasar. But for all your other Marvel Legends needs and everything else, make sure you hit up Big Bad Toy Store. Link in the description below. So, gotta thank right off the bat my old buddy Wingnut. He reached out to me and said, hey, I saw these up in Canada. Do you have any interest in these? And of course I do. I've been waiting for Walgreens. I don't know what's happening with this. I figured him and Nova both, and I will review Nova on the channel this week as well. So make sure you're subscribed. Turn notification bell on as we'll do that later this week. I figured both these would be in the Walgreens in the U.S. by now, but I have seen nobody post online. I haven't seen them with my own very eyes. I don't know what the delay is, but I guess summertime is not over yet, so there's still time for these to come, but they are obviously hitting Canada. So if you're Canadian, check out your EB Games. You might be able to find old Quasar hiding up there on the shelf pegs. But thank you, Wingnut, for hooking me up with these and helping me secure these and really saving me from having to hit 1,000 Walgreens for a couple of weeks. That's the big savings, because the biggest savings we can have is time, as you guys know. So there you go. But we're going to do it like we normally do it. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We'll see where it goes from there. But let's take a look at the packaging first. There's a little Quasar, a very colorful packaging here. I really do like that purplish, spacey background on this one. I think that is very solid. We get some good effects, some extra hands. You get Quasar's name down here. As you guys are probably fully aware, this is not part of any set. This is a standalone one-off release. Got a little Quasar logo at the top of the package there, if you can see that. On the side, you got a little glamour shot, of course. And another glamour shot on this side. And then, of course, the back, the same picture with the big space background, all that fun stuff. A lot of stuff to read. We're going to read the back. We always read those blurbs. Warnings on the bottom, of course. So let's see what it says about our old friend Quasar, Marvel's Quasar. Donning a pair of quantum bands, Wendell Vaughn transforms into Quasar, the protector of the universe. A 1990s superhero, 1989 is kind of when he really made a name for himself. As you guys remember, his name is Wendell Vaughn, and I believe the rap group Arrested Development back then in the day, they had that song Mr. Wendell. I'm fairly certain it was about Quasar, but somebody can fact check that if they want to. But I think it was about Wendell Vaughn, Quasar, Mr. Wendell by Arrested Development. Check it out. You'll be singing that song all day long, of course. But Quasar, I talked about in weekly purchases when I had this. On the old schoolyard back in the day, I was about 8, 9, 10 years old when Quasar made his debut. He had that, Quasar #1 comic that was out somewhere in that time frame. And he was basically the laughingstock of the school. It was different times in the early 90s, Captain America, Iron Man, the Avengers, they were really viewed as C and D level heroes. It seems crazy to believe now, but the early 90s, that was X-Men mania, Venom, Carnage mania, even going into Spawn and some of the Image Universe stuff. That was what the kids were reading, at least in my area. Nobody was really reading Quasar, and people would joke, oh, you probably got to subscribe to Quasar. I'm like, no, man, I'm getting Excalibur. I'm getting Ankeny X-Men, Wolverine, of course, that kind of stuff. And Quasar was a little bit of a punchline, maybe unfairly a punchline, but I remember him most was the Infinity Gauntlet saga back then. I remember being really into that comic book series. I had all the issues that correlated together, of course, the main issues as well. And I remember Quasar being involved in that too, and it's been 30 years since that happened, so I haven't read it anytime recently. I'm not opposed to going back if I can find a copy. But I remember him from that, I guess, is my best Quasar memories. By no means would I say this guy is an everyday superhero. He's not one of those ones you can ask your grandparents, your aunt and uncle, your brother, your sister, or your dog Lemmy, hey, you know about Quasar? They're going to say, I've never heard of Quasar. What is a Quasar? That's what they're going to say. Very similar to what's a Nemesis of Forcer, they're going to give you the what's a Quasar. He's just not a well-known superhero, but I do respect toy companies that step out on a limb and give us figures like this. Deep, deep cuts. You can only have so many Wolverines. You can only have so many Spider-Man. Captain America, Iron Man, you can go on and on, Hulk, you guys know. It's great to get Quasars like this, and maybe it was a little bit easier to get him into Walgreens as a Walgreens exclusive, because, you know, Walgreens, they have exclusives between Hasbro with the Legends, the Star Wars. We had wrestling exclusives for a while. And the word I've heard on the streets, the old mean streets of the collecting game, that Walgreens has a buyer up there at the top level that actually collects toys that helped spawn this, and we should thank that, because these might have been a Toys R Us exclusive back in the day. With no Toys R Us, they were exclusive without a home. Walgreens stepping in to pick up some of these, even some of these lesser known characters. And it'll be interesting to see if they make way too many of this one, and he's like some of the other exclusives that have rotted on the pegs for years, or if it'll be just the right amount where he flies off the shelf and it's one and done. But I respect getting a Quasar. By no means is he in my top 50 superheroes of all time, probably. But I do like to get deep cut characters. I like to flush out my shelves. He'll go great in my space shelves in my collection. I have 2 of those. He'll be able to fit in there somewhere. So I think that is very, very solid. So there it is. We talked about him. We've set the stage. I think we need to unbox him. We need to really get in here and see what all the fuss is about. We got to see if this figure will steal our heart and never let go. That's the main question. Pulling the background out here. See you later. Whoa! Just catching the camera at the very top. Little warning, see you later. I like this background though. How about that space background? I always say, you know what, I'm going to save this, and then I end up throwing it away a couple days later, but I do kind of like this background here. I might save it. See you later, I might not. How about a little plastic prison? I love the vibrant colors on this one. That red really pops against that darker blue. You got the 2 effects. We've seen these effects in the past, but I think they're really cool. Then you got 2 flying hands as well. As you know, Quasar flying through space. You don't fly like this very often unless you're really angry. Then you fly like this, but you can fly like this. Helps you be more aerodynamic from space. You know, I've been there a few times. I've been on that astral plane. You know, just the way it goes sometimes. Sometimes, you know, I listen to the Moody Blues late at night. You guys know the Moody Blues. And you feel like you're tripping through space. And you don't even have to have any drugs. You just get it. Pop him out. There it is. See you later. All right, Mr. Quasar. What do you got for me here? Very cool. Making sure. We got double elbows, of course. Double jointed knees. Just looks like a regular Joe. If he didn't have his cape on and everything else, you just see this, just a guy walking down the street is what he looks like. But that's part of the beauty of the character, and I do like this one. I actually like it a whole lot more in person than I thought I was gonna. I do got some paint bleeding on the knees, which is unfortunate down to the blue. It looks like a little crying red there. But we've seen this body mold. It's getting the most out of your molds. We talk about that a lot in videos, getting them straightened up here. Tight joints, though. I like that. Very cool. I love this cape as well. It's got the space background on the inside, and then you got plain on the outside. You got the very typical Quasar kind of shield around his chest here. Just very, very solid. I'm definitely going to be displaying him with these effects. I'm a sucker for these flame effects when they do stay on the hands of the figure. That's when I like them the best, of course. Whoa. Very tight elbow joint on here. We talk about AEW Jazzwares. I know this is a Marvel Legends video. We talk about AEW Jazzwares wrestling figures. They do not have a strong elbow joint. These are very strong. Obviously, you push hard enough, you could break anything, but very strong in comparison. I wish they could adapt this a little bit. But he's got his quantum bands. I guess that's what he wears around his wrist. He does have these here. I got them blocked here, but yeah, they got the quantum bands. That's what gives Quasar his powers. I believe Quasar died somewhere in the late 90s, which is fitting. You know, sometimes you have to have those big story arcs. Was it the Annihilation event or something like that? You have to have those big story arcs, and you got to kill off some characters every once in a while. But you really don't want to go to the well and kill off your Wolverines, Captain Americas, Iron Mans. But Quasar, he's prime killing. He's a prime killing superhero. He's one that you could take out and say, oh my gosh, can you believe they killed Quasar? And then it's cool, but it's like, oh man, I really loved Quasar. There was really nobody out there that was that into Quasar. But if you were really into Quasar, maybe you lived in an alternate reality from my reality, and Quasar was all the rage on the school ground, and everybody loved Quasar, and everybody hated the X-Men. Maybe you lived in that world. I would love to hear about that. You know, there's always bizarro timelines in the world. We learned that from the Loki series on the Disney Plus channel. So that very well could be possible, but I do like this Quasar. I might have to try to find a flight stand for him as well. He's just screaming to kind of be in flight. He's not one you want standing there, especially with that background cape that looks so cool with the galaxy and stars. I think I'm either going to do the old wire trick, make a wire hanger from him, or I'll hang him from the cabinet with a string of some sort, or I'll go traditional flight stand. But I'll figure out something for Quasar. He deserves better than I've given him over the years, at least in figure form. His ankles are a little rough, though, I will say. Oh, there we go. It was just kind of a hardened piece of plastic, but I got it. but not a bad figure. I think this is the perfect Walgreens exclusive, a perfect deep cut figure. I don't see any really quantum galaxy type superhero waves on the horizon for Marvel Legends, so that he didn't really have a wave. You couldn't just stick him in a Spider-Man wave or something like that. I guess you could. They've done it before. But this makes sense. Walgreens getting some of the cosmic characters makes sense. I like that idea a whole lot. And I like this Quasar way more than expected. And we always talk about it on the channel. When you have low expectations and then they are just shattered and it comes out pretty good, it doesn't get much better than that in the figure game. So I definitely recommend getting this one, especially if you're a Universe fan or a Quasar fan, or some way you want to flush out your characters and not just have the old plain Jane Iron Mans all the time, Captain Americas. This could be the figure for you. So make sure you be checking your Walgreens. We'll see. Hopefully very soon. It's got to be soon, you would think. But I got to thank my buddy Wingnut for sending this my way as well. So you guys in the comments, tell me your thoughts on Quasar. Did you like him? Did you have him? Have you picked him up yet? Or you live in Canada and got him? Maybe you're one of the lucky people I don't know about that have got him in the United States. But tell me in the comments down below. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the old notification bell. We're pumping out videos every single day. Marvel Legends, wrestling videos, Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joe, He-Man, you name it. We're talking a lot of stuff. We're doing top 5 lists. We're doing weekly purchases. We're doing figure hunts. A little bit of everything for everybody if you're into this kind of stuff on the channel. So make sure you are subscribed. Follow me on social media at SirPaul64 on Twitter, _Kyle_Peterson on Instagram. All kinds of deals I post up, things I come across that might be interesting to you or me. So make sure you're following on all those. And of course, ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. So for my boy Quasar, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.